Why, hello, YouTube. To my Lorcana brothers and sisters, Ravensburger gave us a very big treat today. They revealed not one, not even two, but three new cards. Three new cards. I'm super excited, obviously, because I'm enjoying this game. And the cards just tell us more and more about the game whenever they get announced. So we're going to talk about all three cards. I'm actually going to talk about them in the order what I believe is best to worst, and we're going to deep dive and analyze and talk about what the cards could be indicative of in terms of the card game. Of course, do keep in mind that technically everything is speculation right now. However, there's a lot of information here, and I'm pretty sure we're at the point where we can just start making our own like educated guesses that are probably correct. So if you guys like the content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But more importantly here, this Facebook group, you see this one, Disney Lorcana TCG 2022? This is my Facebook group for Lorcana, and it is currently the biggest, the thickest, and the girthiest Facebook group for Lorcana TCG. You should go ahead and join it if you haven't already. The link is in the description of this video. Let's go ahead and get the party started here with what I believe is the best card out of the three cards they announced. Mr. Scar, the Mastermind, the villain, Storyborn villain, which costs 6 to play, has 5 attack and 4 defense. Alright, so it is a Sapphire card, which is cool. Sapphire cards, love to see support. And this card's ability is very, very interesting, as in we don't have anything like this yet. It is called Insidious Plot. When you play this character, chosen opposing character with -5 attack, that's the attack symbol, this turn. Now, we can really deep dive into this card. When I saw the three cards, and I saw a Scar, I'm like, this card's crazy. And people were like, I don't know about that. Nah, it's crazy. This card's pretty good for what we know so far in the game. What does this card tell us? This card tells us that an opponent's whatever, villain or character, hero, will get -5 attack. Now, you might think, okay, how is that relevant? That's a very good question, viewer. Good on you for asking that. This impacts the challenge mechanic, because in this game, you have different characters that challenge different characters. Now, what happens when you give something -5 attack and you challenge a character? To me, that gives me the assumption that this is going to work exactly like Magic the Gathering or like Pokemon or something. Not like Pokemon, like Magic the Gathering, where like if two creatures in Magic do battle, their attack does damage to their defense, and vice versa. If your defense hits 0, whatever, you're dead. That creature's dead. It seems like it's going to work the exact same way in this game, in Lorcana. By Scar giving something -5 attack, you can now challenge that creature with whatever cards you have that can challenge. And that creature is all of a sudden doing -5 damage, which could be 0. Like if you Scar a Scar, so to speak, that opposing Scar will have 0 attack. So if you challenge that Scar with another Scar, your Scar is killing their Scar, and their Scar isn't doing any damage to you when you challenge it. Why? Because it has 0 attack all of a sudden. So it's a very interesting card that gives us a lot of information on the challenge mechanic. And suggesting that it is this turn means that there are definitely ways in this game, which might sound obvious, but there are definitely ways in the game that you can just challenge an opponent's character right away, or during a battle phase, or something like that. So this card's kind of crazy. It's basically like a removal spell, if you think about it in the sense that if your opponent can't interact with them, you're basically going to hopefully challenge their character, banish their character, and they won't do any damage to you. Not exactly a removal spell because it does cost a challenge, which might be a battle. It might take a battle in your battle phase. But it's an interesting way to get around maybe certain things. Like maybe there are going to be cards in the game that say, you know what, you can't delete this card or can't banish this character by card effects. This would get around something like that because it's not doing anything. It's just reducing its attack. You know what I mean? So that is a very intriguing discovery today. Again, while it's speculation, basically confirmed this is how challenging is going to work. The only thing we don't know is how. How are you going to challenge? Will there be a battle phase? Will it be like Digimon where you can like attack and do main phase stuff, attack main phase? You know what I mean? We don't know. We honestly have no clue. So we do have to wait and see what happens. But Scar here is looking pretty dope, I will say. Absolutely insane. And according to Scar, don't forget, the best plans of all Little Danger, just not for me. That sounds like Scar. That's perfect flavor text for him. You know, be a little bit dangerous, but he's not taking any damage back. That's crazy. We could take this a little step further and argue whether or not summoning sickness exists in this game. Like, will a Scar be able to challenge something after it just entered the battlefield and Insidious spotted something? Because if it can do that, that's crazy, and this card is even better. But if not, it requires you to have another character on board already, and you have to battle with that one. Whatever. Either way, this card's really good, but depending on how the game works in terms of challenge and combat, this card could be anywhere from good to nuts. Nuts good. So we'll leave it at that for today for Scar. Let's go to the second card here. The second card, the second best card, I believe, is Aladdin, Prince Ali himself. Fabulously wealthy, practically untouchable, and genuinely inauthentic. Sounds kind of like a sloppy character, huh? Anyway, this is a Emerald 2-drop 2/2 hero, Storyborn Prince. With Ward, opponents can't choose this character except to challenge. So again, you can't Dragonfire this card, but you can challenge this card. Okay. Depending on how the game works, this could either be really good or it could be okay. I'm going to give you guys a comparison to a different card game when it comes to Aladdin, and you guys tell me what you think in the comment section below. Let me know if you guys know what Boggles is in the comment section. Before I start talking about it, if you know what this deck is, pause the video, say, yeah, I know this deck is pretty cool, type in the comments. Alright, now that you did that, Slippery Boggle here is a 1-drop 1/1 with hexproof. Very similar to Aladdin, instead it's a 2/2/2. Okay. Hexproof, which means it cannot be targeted by your opponent's, card effects. You can still kill it by battle, but that's it. This whole Boggle deck is an interesting archetype where you have your 1-drop hexproof dude, and you're giving it enchantments. We don't have enchantments yet in Lorcana. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll have something like that. That's not an item, but something else. We don't know yet. Like a card like Spider Ember, a cheap enchantment that just gives you 1/1 and reach, and totem armor, sure. Just all sorts of effects, right? Now, let's imagine for a second that something like that exists in this card game. Cards with Ward could be really good. My only debate, my only thought as to why this might not exist, is because of the challenge system, right? It seems, again, speculation, it seems like you'll be able to just challenge whatever character you want. And if that's the case, then the strategy gets less good. Because if you just challenge it and kill it before you start putting things on it, seems kind of good. Seems kind of good. And like, you might not get enchantments per se, you might get items that equip to creatures. You know what I mean? Like in a Yu-Gi-Oh! There's equip spells, stuff like that. And I guess Magic has that too, and Pokemon. Most games do. So that's a very interesting fact. This card could either be really good, depending on how the challenge system works, but I think the way it works, this card will just be okay. And that's okay. You know what? Not everything could be good, but depending on what other support we get for Prince Ali Aladdin here, for Heroes and Princes, maybe having a 2-drop, very cheap, cost-efficient drop, by the way, dude with Ward might be really good. We don't know. We will find out. The last card here is the Ally. The Wardrobe. Belle's Confident. Just a reborn ally with another army, a 3/4, when you simply must have the hottest couture. I'm not gonna guess. And it's a 3-drop. It's a 3-drop. That's pretty cool. What color is that? I think it's amethyst. I think it's amethyst. Yeah, it just seems like a 3/3/4 vanilla, which is probably okay. Not a big deal. unless allies end up being broken for some reason, I don't think this card is very impressive at all. But, you know, our minds could be blown. Ravensburger will give us the rules at some point, and we'll find out just how good these allies really are. Anyway, that's it for today's video. The 3 cards are really cool. I'm a very, 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 very big fan of Scar. Scar seems insane. Aladdin seems okay. And who knows what will happen with the wardrobe here. If you guys agree with my analysis, if I missed anything, do let me know in the comments, of course. And we will see you guys later. Take care.